Hi, this is George from Upfish, your marketing automation expert. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at how we can use our AI assistant for the companies that we have to automatically respond to all of the incoming emails and responses we're getting to our outbound campaigns. So the idea here is, as we've seen in previous videos, and if you haven't seen the previous videos, like and subscribe, check them out in my history. We've got ongoing permanent campaigns that are searching both jobs, LinkedIn and Apollo. And that might end up being, hundreds of emails sent out every day. So when it comes to the replies, we might not have the bandwidth to deal with it. The other problem is, if you are doing emails for more than one company, sorting out, which company does what is this email about? I don't understand this campaign. What services this company do again? It can get very, very confusing. Luckily, since we have an automation which creates assistants with full value proposition docs for those brands, and since we're tracking the outbound campaigns, we can handle all of this automatically through webhooks instantly, which means that we are responding to people when they're in front of their computer and eager to engage. There's no delay. So how does this work exactly? First off, we set up a webhook instantly. So if you don't know how to do that, check out the Instantly documentation. Alternatively, join my school where I have, in addition to all of these videos and JSONs and templates and community, I also have instructions on how to do this nitty-gritty stuff, how to use Google Cloud Console and how to get webhooks working in NA10 or in Instantly. But assuming you can do it, this is what happens. You have the webhook set up, and every time you get a reply to one of the campaigns you're sending, you'll get something like this. Basically your campaign name, in this case webhook testing, the event type, the email account it was sent to, the reply text snippet, the lead email, so the email address it's attached to. So basically what that means, someone might respond from one email address, but the lead as it's registered in your CRM and Instantly might be something different, the full text. And once you have that information, once we have that information, we can make another call to Instantly, basically to their Unibox to get the exact information of the email. So here, I had a bunch of stuff in the webhook, but this call here to Unibox, obviously fill in your own API key, using the lead and the campaign ID, we get a little bit more data on what's going on here, which we can then use, and the full text chain, the full email chain to make an actual proper response. So this one, I can't just click a button and show you how it works because it's based on webhooks and the campaign and then replying to it and then getting it to track here for all the different branches is super, super boring. So I'll just walk you through what happens. I have one set up anyway. So after it's found all of the email chain information, the next stage is to check our database. So what this will do is it will check our CRM based in Airtable on the contacts to just map the email address that it came from. So again, remember in this data, we have the lead email and we also have the from address email. So they might be different. So first off, we're looking at the from address. We're saying, does this guy, George at upfish.co exist in my CRM? In this case, he does not. So what do we do next? We check the lead address. So here we have, again, the same lead address as the same email address, but sometimes it might be different, but it does the same thing. It just checks the applied. Does it say, does this person exist? And it comes into an if. And now in this case, this did exist because I was running different tests. So obviously these two branches you see here, they're identical. One is based on the from email address and one is based on the lead address, but there's really no difference between them. It's just they might be different sometimes. But assuming here we have, since both flows work differently, I'll just attach this bottom one here. What happens next is that message will go into an if. So yes, we've already seen that. Does that person exist? Yes. So it comes into our OpenAI account. So this one here, we're not using an assistant because it's a simple classification service we want. So we're making a call to GPT 3.5 Turbo and we're saying, here is the contact name. So if I just expand this to make it, on the left, we have the pure placeholder variables. On the right, we have what it looks like in practice. So someone name at job title at company name responding to a cold email campaign. Here is the email exchange. Based on the most recent email, is it unsubscribed, not interested, somewhat interested, or wants a meeting? Output as a JSON. So how does that work in practice? George Woodworth, founder at Upfish, responded to a cold email campaign. Email exchange was, can we test this one last time? Make a reply. This was me testing the webhook. Okay, man, let's do it. And based on that, can you classify this as interested or somewhat interested? And here the status is wants a meeting. So next it comes into an if. Not interested. Were they marked as someone who just said, leave me alone, I'm not interested? If they were, then we make another call to Instantly, we mark them as not interested, and we update our Airtable record to mark them as not interested in the Airtable too. If they just say, I want to unsubscribe, Again, we send a message to Instantly, please unsubscribe this email lead. And inside the Airtable, we also mark them as not interested, because unsubscribe is the same as not being interested. Now, somewhat interested. Are they somewhat interested that they want more information? In this case, it was false. My classification put it in wants a meeting. So then we come here to interested, wants a meeting. This is true. There is another false branch here in case something goes wrong, like unclassifiable, in which case you get a Slack message to say the AI can't handle this, you need to do a follow-up. But this almost never, ever, ever gets triggered. Now, in the case that they do want a meeting, it will get their record from Airtable. So here, in all of our contacts, you'll notice we have a brand attached to them, in this case, Upfish. So what it will do is it will get the brand attached to that person in the campaign by looking at their lead address. So it says, all right, this contact, his brand button is upfish.co. Once I have that information, I can now make a call to Upfish's personal assistant. So I use the assistant ID from our brand call to Airtable. So I get the assistant for Upfish, and I've got my prompt below. So on the left side, here is a contact name. This is their job title. This is their company. They responded to a cold email. Here is the email chain. They are interested in a meeting, so use the information in my value prop doc. Construct an email for me. So formatted something like this. Hey, blah, 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 blah. Give me an email. Best regards. Include a link to a meeting, which is obviously in the value prop doc. And then as we see, it filled that information out with what it got from the Airtable, and this is what it came up with. Hey George, thank you for your interest in the meeting. I'd love to discuss how Upfish can streamline your marketing and sales efforts for automation. Please feel free to book a time that suits your schedule using the following link, tidycow.com/George Woodworth. Best regards. And then that's exactly what I wanted to do. Short, sweet, to the point. After that, it comes into an AI transformer just to turn this into a proper JSON. And then it will send that request to Instantly on my behalf. So Instantly, I send the reply to UUID. So this is what we get from the first webhook, the email chain. So I'm saying, hey, this is the email chain. This is the subject, RE, a final chance of webhook testing. The value of the from address. So this is who it's coming from. What does that mean exactly? If I come to Instantly, all right, you can set up different, multiple sending accounts. So I've got 4 here, George at Meet Upfish, Try Upfish, Meet Upfish, Try Upfish. And it's going to send these cold emails on a random basis from each of these different email addresses. So what happens here in the NA10, it knows that this particular email, the original one, was sent from George at Meet Upfish. So now I'm telling it, well, respond to it from the same email address. Send it to the person who emailed me, George at upfish.co. Here is the email to put in. Hey, George, thank you for your interest. And then send it, and it sends it. So here we have the output to say it has been sent. And now if I come into Instantly to my unit box, is it? Okay, man, let's do it. And then we see here the response has been set. Perfect. Oops, where's my thingamajig gone? So it sends the email. So what happens after this? Someone is interested in booking a meeting, so I just need to update my Airtable. So I have here the email chain. So this is the email that has been constructed to respond to them. So in the future, if my AI needs to see, hey, what's up with this George guy? There's a column in my Airtable which has the cold email campaign, basically the email from here, the HTTP request. And also, this one here. And it also has the information that I emailed to, which is here. Let's make sure it's all good. Yep. So what it would do is then it means, hey, so in the future again, let's just say that they don't end up clicking that meeting. I have another automation to follow up with them. That automation will be able to consult. This was the email that I sent them, what they responded to, what I responded back with. It all comes through. And then after that, we simply update the lead status as interested. And it's the same workflow here. So if they're somewhat interested, the same thing happens. We message OpenAI to say, hey, this person's kind of interested. They want more information. Please use my value proposition doc to push them towards a meeting, answer any questions they might have, push them along a little bit. Again, because I was testing this, I was sending emails to and from myself. So it's not like the most exciting email collection. But I have tested this with other ones and it works very, very, very well. Basically, for instance, if someone responds back with like, where are you based? What is your time zone? My value prop is able to say, it's based in Portugal. This is his time zone. These are good times for meetings. How much you charge? What are your products? You'll be able to answer it quickly and say, if you want more information, please book a meeting. Then the same process happens. AI transformation to turn it into a real JSON. Send the email out through Instantly. So it's sending from the same sender inbox that we received the email to. update the Airtable with the email copy and everything else, and then update their status in Instantly is interested. So what does this mean? It means your AI is essentially handling all of the replies for you. It's receiving emails from campaigns. It's responding to them with intelligent information based on that particular company's value proposition doc. So it knows how to answer about prices and services and all of this. It has an instruction to push them towards a meeting. So none of these people are marked as opportunities until a meeting actually happens. They're simply marking them as interested, put them in the Airtable, saying, all right, here's the updated email information. So if they end up not booking that meeting, our next automation can kick into place and push it along.